Hey golfers, I'm Drew Mahowald, second swinging golf at Office Golf here, joined by Jake Montgomery, fitting manager at the Minneapolis store. Today we got a fun one, a fitting video, Cobra DS-Adapt. Essentially, Jake is going to fit me for the right hosel setting for the Cobra DS-Adapt X driver. Of course, golfers, you might know by now, there's a crazy new hosel on these DS-Adapt drivers. So Jake, talk to me about this new hosel. What, for those that maybe have never heard of it, have no idea what I'm talking about. Explain to them what this new hosel is all about.
Yeah, so the new Cobra hosel has 33 different settings on it. At first, it can be a little overwhelming, but it gives us a ton of maneuverability for loft and for lie angle. We can go up or down 2 degrees and then open the face or close the face 2 degrees. On some other manufacturers' hosels, it's bonded to the actual shaft itself. So when you turn it, it adds loft, but it closes the face, and when you de-loft it, it opens the face. So there's not a whole lot of play you can do with there unless you kind of change the loft structure completely. With this Cobra driver here, I mean, for most people, if we just had the 9 degree, for example, I could fit them into almost any loft or setting that we need just with one driver head.
Yeah, I think that's a big help for you guys. And then, I mean, too, just having, I know one thing in talking with my fitter Tyler Fitzel, he said it's really nice sometimes to have that maybe those increments of 0.3 or 0.4 degrees where, maybe a player is kind of right in between 2 different settings on a different hosel, for example,
100%.
A different brand, and there's maybe 8 settings, for example. Having a little bit of a finer, option there is really nice to have. So, yeah, this is exactly what I mentioned earlier. What's going to happen here is you're just going to fit me for the hosel setting. So hypothetically, in a fitting, we've selected this driver head, we've selected this shaft. Now it's about fine-tuning that hosel setting. So I guess from there, I'll let you kind of dictate how this goes, how many swings with each setting, etc. But I'm curious to see, because obviously we're not going to test all 33 settings. That's never possible in the fitting. So just dialing in and going through kind of the routing process, so to speak, throughout that entire diagram.
Yeah, 100%. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so before we get started, I always like to ask, first off, tell me, what is the miss that you want to try and avoid?
Yeah, so my common miss with the driver, I typically, if I miss it, it's because I hit it towards the toe area. And so a lot of times that results in maybe that kind of dive or left out of the sky. Or, sometimes if the face is maybe open and I get it off the toe, sometimes it's that one that goes like way out to first base and just doesn't come back. So there's, but most of the time if I miss something, it's because it's left, dives left, I have that kind of in-to-out club path. And so the result is more left than right.
Yeah. What's your ideal ball flight look like?
In terms of like the height?
Height, shape, everything.
I'd like to go a little higher than 100 feet. And then, I mean, I think I'd prefer a nice high draw consistently. But I think it's probably even more feasible to play a cut. With that said, so with that, I'm not picky about draw or cut. I just know right now I have more draws, and sometimes the draw goes too far left.
Okay, absolutely. All right, hit 3 shots for me, and we'll go from there.
All right. So like right there was a toe strike. Actually kind of worked, but actually out of curiosity, I want you to pull up that hit location. Yeah, that sounds about right. That feels about right.
That is an ad for Cobra right there.
Yeah, look at that.
So you said that one's kind of high toe. Would you say that ball flight is what you're looking for, though? That draw that
a little bit. I mean,
right
124 feet. For height, that's probably a tiny bit high. If it's, but I'd prefer it to be, like I guess I'm trying to emphasize carry more than total, right?
Yes,
I think especially around here, it's rare where you have truly dry fairways that are to roll out a ton. So I kind of want to focus more on the carry distance than the total.
Absolutely.
Ooh, see, there's,
Yeah, that's the miss.
That is definitely the miss.
Yeah, your face angle was only 0.1 closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need
to
see,
it's a combination also of I've got this in-to-out path. And so that's...
I mean, right now it's only 2.5. That's pretty controlled there.
Oh, that's the same thing. That was even worse. Okay. Well,
all right.
Maybe that gives you some stuff to work with.
You got your miss.
So what happens now? Do I just give you the driver and you do some magic, or what?
Exactly, yeah. So looking at the chart here, I'm thinking that we are going to go probably to H4 there, which you're pulling up the chart right now. You're going to see that that is lower in loft and a flatter lie angle. I'm trying to get our start line more out to the right. Launch angle to start off was 17.5 and 15. So, I mean, we have plenty of height. I think if we start this out a little bit more right, we're still going to see that over 100 peak height number, but start direction is going to be a lot better.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
Right, so that is minus 1.4 degrees in the loft and minus 1.4 degrees in the lie angle.
Okay. It definitely feels like it's sitting a little open, which, given my last couple shots, is probably not a bad thing. Oh, that felt really good.
That will take all day.
Yeah. Even just like it felt like it wasn't, you know, I mean, the contact was darn near the center.
Yeah, I mean, flattening the lie angle will make you hit it just more centered, less on the toe.
Okay.
And then if, let's say we're hitting the heel, we'd go more upright to get that more centered.
Yeah. Ooh,
that's kind of the one that stays right and doesn't come back.
Yep. Yep. Because again, my club path is going to be kind of like that every time.
Yep.
So.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay.
That one maybe even was slightly heel on the contact, which, I mean, not that I care. If that's the result, I don't really care.
Yes, I mean, you can see first three are the ones that are on the left side.
Yep.
Second three are all the ones that are on the right side. I'm going to tag this up. I think we're going to go to the G4 setting, which will be minus 1.7 degrees of loft and minus 0.7 on the lie. I don't think I want to keep it quite as open.
Got it. Okay.
So we'll tune that up and try it one more time.
So this one is down 1.7.
Down 1.7 degrees, so it's 0.3 degrees stronger in loft, and then it is half as flat. So
got it.
It's 0.7 instead of 1.4.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel, it doesn't set up as open as the last one. Ooh, that felt really good too.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, I can confidently say that going flatter has helped the impact location.
100%.
Already. I can tell that.
Toey?
Yeah, a tad toey for sure.
Yeah.
Also, look at that smash factor.
Yeah, 151, little toe banger.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's take a look back at the data here. All right, Drew, this is the point in the fitting where I would ask, which miss are you trying to avoid?
Yeah, I mean, based on these shots, for sure that left side there, those couple with the A1 setting there, the original setting, I think are those are the problematic ones, right?
100%. So. I couldn't agree more. We're losing a lot of carry on those misses. They also tend to get really left really quick. Your right miss there, I mean, we have 4 balls or 5 balls there on the right side of the fairway, and only one of them really would be a bigger miss. The other 3 are just kind of like push cuts that I absolutely love. Yeah. I would definitely, I think, just still lean towards that H4 setting. I want to give you as much anti-left protection as possible. We had the best cruising height there at about 130, carries the best. Smash factor on the G4 was actually a little bit better, but you had that 151 that's kind of bringing the average up a little bit. Otherwise, the ball speeds there are pretty comparable. Spin right there at 2200. Again, I like having that spin because it's going to help you keep that ball airborne for as long as possible. Really maximize that carry like we said at the start of the fitting.
Yeah, because I think that's exactly what I was leaning towards was, again, we didn't hit like 20 shots with each, but just on the first sample, like I get a little more spin with the H4, and that also the ball flight, the landing angle is steeper. Because, so with that said, that carry number is just going to be so much better than the other settings here. So
100%.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And again, if that right miss is, you know, we're talking about what, 25, 30 more carry yards with that right miss versus that left miss with the original, you know, the standard setting. So I like that a lot. And again, 2 of my best tee shots of the day were with the H4 settings.
100%.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really like seeing all the misses be, or all the shots be on one side of the golf course. If we're seeing right, left, right, left, right, left, you're going to go up to the tee with really no idea where it's going to be going.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, and H4 seems like a pretty good option to me. What was it again? What was the actual specs again?
Yeah, so it was 1.4 degrees flat and 1.4 degrees strong in loft.
Oh, wow, okay. So the loft, because it says what, a 9 degree
So we're at 7.6 degrees of loft, and then the lie angle off the top of my head.
But actually, I'm surprised I was still able to hit it as high as I was able to with, being
100%. I mean,
less than 8 degrees.
You swing up on it a lot. Once you keep that face open, your dynamic loft just was a lot higher. Just able to produce more launch and spin.
Sweet. Well, this is cool because I think it shows, maybe simplifies things a little bit for people that are kind of maybe overwhelmed by the 33 settings. Like, no, doesn't mean you're going to hit 33 or 10 even settings in a fitting. You're going to hit a lot less than that, and basically just find one that is best for your swing.
For sure.
And you guys know how in the fitting process, you guys have done a bunch of training on that hosel to identify where to start and then where to go from there. So
100%.
yeah, this has been really cool. So I think last thing really is just, I think golfers should do what I just did, go get fit. Whether it is for a DS-Adapt or whether it's for any of the drivers, you will get dialed in for the hosel setting on it, no matter what model or brand or whatever you choose. I think that's a big part of the fitting process, right?
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Well, Jake, thanks for showing me this. This is great. H4 is my winner here, it looks like.
That is your setting, sir.